Sorry for the wait, Mr. Flores. I am ready to take you now.
Take me? Take me where?
Now, there's no need to be nervous.
Nervous? No. Just your appearance. It's a little intimidating.
Intimidating? Me? But I'm your friend. My name's Manny Calavera. I'm your new travel agent.
I don't want a new travel agent. I want to go home.
You can't go home, Celso. You're dead. But you're not alone. Everybody here is just as dead as you. That's why we call it the land of the dead. Are you ready for your big journey?
No. What journey?
The 4-year journey of the soul. It is quite a big trip. And I can't lie to you, Celso. It could be very, very dangerous. Unless you were to take that money you were buried with and buy a better travel package from us. I mean, wouldn't you rather cross the land of the dead in your own sports car? Maybe try a luxury ocean cruise? Or, if you led a very good life, you may even be eligible for a ticket on the number 9 itself.
The number 9?
That's our top-of-the-line express train. It shoots straight to the 9th underworld, the land of eternal rest, in 4 minutes instead of 4 years. But very few people qualify. Let's take a look at your records. Well, the bad news is the train appears to be just out of your reach, but I still got a couple of tricks up my sleeve here. Yaha! Yes, that's the ticket. The Excelsior line. Yes, she's a beauty. That compass and the handle will sure come in handy, too. Oh, you're going to have a great trip. Wish I was going.
Why don't you? You could give me a lift.
Oh, I can't leave here until I've worked off a little debt to the powers that be.
Community service, eh? Well, I guess there are some folks worse off than me.
Oh, I'll be leaving here soon enough. No thanks to dead and no commission low-life cases like yours, Menso.
Hey, Manny, the boss told me to tell you not to leave early tonight. He wants to talk to you about something when he gets back from his trip.
Tell Don not to worry. I'm not going anywhere. Especially not with clients like that. Where do they get these guys? They don't qualify for anything good, so I can't sell anything good. Can't work off my time, and I'm stuck. Stuck selling walking sticks to a bunch of burros for eternity. I need better clients. I need a real saint. I need a lead on a rich, dead saint. ¿Qué es esto?
I love pneumatic tubes. If you ever read articles about old New York, there's a lot of stuff about how the tube system was... There was an inter-building tube system, too.
Oh, really?
I don't know how that could possibly work. And the tubes were 16 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
And they would shoot pneumatic messages, like they'd push them between buildings. And none of those tubes are there, and they're thinking about like using them for fiber optics and stuff like that.
Get to your friggin' cars! We have a mass poisoning on our hands! Too many dead to assign specific cases, so all clients are first come, first serve! So let's see some hustle out there!
Whatever you say, Jefe.
I love pneumatic.
It's some sort of special work order. It's some sort of special work order. Here's Celso's file. That walking stick was too good for him. Nothing in there but my cloak. I'm gonna let it air out some more.
So this was actually the art test I took.
Oh.
I had to make this whole scene in a day.
Really? No. Did they pay you for that? 1 day?
Barely.
Wow.
I was so scared.
How much did you get done?
I think almost all the geometry.
Oh. Wow.
In some cases, it used to be an overnight render.
Better take these cards. It looks like a long day of solitaire for me.
So this was the first scene in the game that we ever actually did with some test assets. So I had, this is when I was proving out, okay, yes, we can do this. It was this hallway scene. We had manning up, running up and down. We had the security cam, kind of camera switching. We had text on the screen. We had animations. So this was the first scene in the game that we ever actually did with some test assets. So I had, this is when I was proving out, okay, yes, we can do this. It was this hallway scene. We had manning up, running up and down. We had the security cam, kind of camera switching. We had text on the screen. We had animations. We had geolocation of the sound relative to the camera as the typing was down the hallway. And we had Manning running up and down. It was a really good test scene, and it kind of came to it at the very last second. Like, literally, like, I was compiling code as people ran in the room because I had a awful bug. But this was sort of like proof that, yes, we have all the elements to make this work. This was the first scene ever put together. And Manny, notice in this scene, Manny hardly ever clips behind anything, and that's partially because I didn't have debuffers working yet. But it was good enough that when people saw it, like, they were really impressed, and I was kind of surprised because I was like the new guy at LucasArts and was kind of half-assing my way through this and somehow made everybody really impressed. So I thought, at that point, I thought, okay, we can do this.
Buenos dias.
Manny, why aren't you at the poisoning?
What poisoning?
The Code 3 gazpacho poisoning that everybody's at but you. Why do I send out memos if nobody reads them?
Where was the poisoning again?
Just ask your driver, for crying out loud. He'll know.
Any messages for me?
Besides the one about the poisoning?
Yeah.
I only have one other message for you, Manny. I'm not your secretary. I don't take your messages. So get it through your thick skull and stop forwarding your phone to me.
All right. But that sounded more like 4 messages to me. In my heart, though, you're still my secretary.
Manny, what are you talking about? I was never your secretary, even when you were on top. I got one boss, same as you, Don Copel.
Come on, I know you work for another man besides Don.
What are you talking about?
I know you take memos for Hurley sometimes.
Ah, Manny, just beat it, will ya?
I forget. Am I supposed to be somewhere right now?
Manny, do I have to explain your job to you again?
No, but I like to hear your description of it, just for kicks.
Well, the Manuel Calavera that I know picks up people in the land of the living,
Dead people?
preferably, and he brings them here and tries valiantly to sell them the best travel package they qualify for. If he sells them enough premium packages, our hero will be free to leave the land of the dead. Until then, he and I are stuck here, having the same conversation over and over again for eternity.
Well, enough about me. What's your job like?
Like babysitting, except I don't get to watch TV.
What if we just skip town tonight? You and me, baby.
Well, thanks for the offer, but we'd never make it out of the city alive.
But
In one piece, I mean.
I bet I could get you out if I really tried.
Oh, Manny, look at you. You're a trapped soul and you don't even know it.
Why do some clients qualify for better travel packages?
They led good lives,
¿Qué traes? How do you define a good life?
better than yours and mine.
So what did you do in life to get stuck here?
What I did back in the fat days is none of your business. You know the rules.
Just one more question about my job.
Manny, you know what to do. Stop playing dumb just to flirt with me.
Where is everybody?
Oh, Manny, did you forget what day it is today?
Oh man, did I come in on Saturday again?
It's the Day of the Dead. Everybody's back in the land of the living, visiting their families like we should be.
Why aren't you visiting your family today?
The boss is here, so I gotta be here. How about you, Cal?
No one back there I want to see.
And you don't want Domino here alone, getting all the good leads.
Domino's here?
He's at the poisoning right now, stealing your commission.
So, you going to the Christmas party?
After the spectacle you made of yourself last year, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Any good gossip?
Well, I heard Domino got a raise.
Por favor, tell me some good news, why don't you?
I still love you.
You're all I really need, belleza. Busy as ever, I see.
I'd have more work to do if you had more clients.
Ouch.
Manny, if you don't mind, I've got a lot of filing here to do.
Right. I te watcho.
So, is there a reason that a lot of people who are in administrative positions of power have New York accents? Is that a
Everyone in the jazz era was from New York.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people don't know that.
Hey, service.
Hey, who the... Oh, sorry, sir. I didn't expect... Sales agents usually don't come over to this part of the garage.
Hey, you a driver?
Me? Ha! No. I don't ride them, just wrench them.
I'm Calavera. Manny Calavera.
My name's Gladys. I don't get many visitors. Hey! I got a message for a Mr. Calavera. Your driver said that Mr. Hurley said that he could have the rest of the day off.
Domino sent my driver home?
Yeah, wasn't that nice?
Looks like I need a new driver.
Oh, I would agree with that. Yes, you do.
You want to be my replacement driver?
Me? Oh, no. Sorry, can't. Rules.
Come on, Gladys. I need you to be my driver.
No, I can't. I'm too big.
You're not too big. You're just right.
No, they told me again and again, I'm too big to drive.
You're not too big. You just have a self-image problem.
A what?
Repeat after me. I am not fat. I am thin. Women find me attractive.
Hey, I never said I was too fat for the ladies, just the cars. The ladies like me just fine.
You're not too big. The cars are just too small.
Yeah, those dang compact cars. Hey, that gives me an idea. I could alter your car just a bit with just a quick torch job to let out the seams, you know? But I'm not allowed to modify the cars without a work order from upstairs. I could lose my job.
A work order, huh?
Yeah. I can't torch anything bigger than a cigarette without one of these signed by the boss himself.
Hey, that's my line. Getting people to sign. Back in a snap.
Yeah, too small. I'm not too big. Everything around here is just too small.
Mark Hamer, remember animating that Glottis coming out, and he had to put this thing called a lattice on his butt. And he was like, "What are you working on, Mark?" I'm working on the Glottis butt lattice. And he was always like working on the Glottis butt lattice to like morph and squash and stretch his butt as it came out of the the door. And so, 3 cheers to Mark Hamer and his Glottis butt lattice. Amazing work, still remembered to this day.
I've got to get this work order signed.
Mark Hamer, remember.
You hear reverb on the steps, and you hear the reverb on his voice, and that was real time. It's his real-time reverb in a time when we never did that. We always pre-baked the files with reverb, and Jeff really had to fight for, I think it was like 5% of the CPU. But now anything that happens in this garage goes through that reverb. And like to modern game folks, audio people, it's just totally basic, no big deal. But back then it was such a big deal. And he really had to jump through hoops for it, and it's so great.
Eva, I really need the boss to sign this work order.
I'll give it a shot. Mr. Copel, I've got Manny Calavera out here to see you.
Didn't I say no interruptions today?
Sorry, Cal. Maybe tomorrow.
That's too late.
Oh yeah, like you're going anywhere.
Here's Celso's file. That walking stick. Domino's door is locked. It's locked.
Savvy viewers will note that this the lobby is based on a real building in San Francisco with Mexican architecture or Mayan Deco architecture. 450 Sutter, yeah, which is an actual building, which is the inspiration for the whole business. Yeah, San Francisco's kind of there's a lot of Deco-ish stuff around town, and that was a big part of making this world look the way it looked.
It's locked. We can't operate cars. That's how they keep us from skipping town.
ties when Manny later uses the ties to cross over to the roof. He wanted to be more like a little bit more, less adventure game and more sort of skill game where you had to kind of, line up the ties and throw the lasso and hook it on the thing. And I'll be honest with you, that was technically not something I was...
I would love to search Don's office right now, but I'm late for the poisoning.
The ties when Manny later uses the ties to cross over to the roof. He wanted to be more like a little bit more, less adventure game and more sort of skill game where you had to kind of, line up the ties and throw the lasso and hook it on the thing. And I'll be honest with you, that was technically not something I was prepared to do in any way, shape, or form. It was kind of all I could do to make the rest of the stuff work. So the ties and the beavers were, and actually the shocks on the tree were all supposed to be a little bit more dynamic than a lot of the canned stuff you typically have in an adventure game. We just couldn't do it.
The computers in the game are, I think, where you can see Peter Chan's 12 Monkeys like influence, like Terry Gilliam mix of like, I don't know if you call it steampunk, but there's like a lot of analog big tube type things combined with Art Deco and old-fashioned typewriter keyboards.
Well, they had steam and punk in those days, right? But they didn't actually call it steampunk, right?
In the 90s, I think we might have had steampunk back then. Oh, yeah.
Jeez. See, I told you I was from the Mad Men era.
I'm so glad they made a show about you guys.
It looks like Don's rigged his computer to automatically answer his intercom. I'll just change his auto response here.
Ah, cripe saver, just sign it yourself, will you? I'm busy!
I always liked the music up on the ledge.
Me too. It's very Bernard Herrmann.
And it made
Vertigo.
always made me feel like a little. Maybe it's because I actually have
Vertigo?
a little bit of vertigo or whatever. No, vertigo's not the
isn't
thing.
that
but, yeah.
that happens a lot in
Fear of
Vertigo, the
heights.
movie Vertigo, like the
Yes.
na, 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 na,
Yeah.
na, na,
Yeah.
na, na.
Yeah, it probably comes from that.
Like that dreamy falling sensation.
Well, I'm a huge Bernard Herrmann fan. How can you not be? He's really he was the guy who really brought kind of a seriousness of classical music to scoring. I mean, the guys before me, there were great composers before him. They were a little more sort of kind of the entertaining aspect of orchestral music, and I think he was really very serious about it.
Domino locks his window. Fear of pigeons, probably. No use for it. I would love to search Don's office right now, but I'm late for... If I go out that way, everyone will know I was snooping around in here. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. It's the loose end of the rope made of ties. It's pretty long, though.
Can you imagine actually pulling yourself up a little chain of ties that are as long as the like?
Well, that's what's great about. And then I like the
just
view
like-
down.
He's so calm about it too. He's like, "Yip, jip, jip, jip." Many stories. I mean, part of it is, I guess, he probably won't die. if
He's
he
already
falls.
dead.
Can you imagine actually pulling yourself up a little chain of ties that are as long as the like?
Well, that's what's great about. And then I like the
just
view
like-
down.
He's so calm about it too. He's like, "Yip, jip, jip, jip." Many stories. I mean, part of it is, I guess, he probably won't die. if
He's
he
already
falls.
dead.
He's already
I was going to
dead.
say he's already dead. So it's really just.
And I was thinking, does he have the muscles to do that? Or else, no, he doesn't have any muscles. He's just a
No.
living skeleton. How is he moving? He's magic.
His
It's
spirit
soul. It's
is
a soul.
animating. Yes.
I think the camera choices in this game were actually pretty fantastic as well. I don't know who's responsible for that. Was it storyboarded or
Is that you, Pete? Or?
Yeah, probably a little bit. There's a lot of stuff got worked out ahead of time, certainly, and I mean, because we didn't necessarily build full 360 3D worlds. Oh, I mean, well, except for like the offices and stuff.
Since I really didn't get to celebrate the festival this year, I think I'm entitled to a little pan de muertos. I just take a little more bread to honor the dead. I just take a little more bread to honor the dead. I just take a little more bread to honor the dead. Hey, what's going down, clown?
Hey, back off, suit. I'm practicing.
Practicing what?
Wringing your neck. What does it look like?
Twist me up one of them, huh, fella?
Yeah. Twist this, all right?
Can I walk through your tent? I want to see the parade.
Well, walk through someone else's tent, all right? Do I look like a turnstile to you?
Bet you can't do a cat.
Shows what you know, buddy. I can do anything. I can do birds, amphibians, famous poets. Go ahead. Name one.
Robert Frost.
Trying to stump me, eh? Ta-da!
I don't know why we chose Robert Frost for the balloon shape either.
Oh, that was
I just
genius
knew
because
that
of the.
it
It was
would
because
be
of the.
hard to make it Robert Frost.
Yes, and also because I think the whole implication is that the clown is way beyond his pay grade, and he has disdain for all those around him, and so he makes shapes that his
I
lowly
never
audience
even thought
would-
about that being testimony to the skills of the clown. I thought of it as being Manny being a smartass. Because he asked for it. He's like, oh, yeah? Can you do Robert
Well-
Frost? And then, of course, the clown does it.
But see that's a Chandler thing too, because the detective is always smarter than sort of the world that he's in. So he's teasing the clown,
So to speak.
Yeah, so to speak, because he knows the clown knows what Robert Frost looks like.
I love that mural because it's the three ways of traveling in the land of the dead, the car, and the train, and the boat. There's no air travel in the land of the dead. No land of the dead airlines.
Elevator code.
yeah?
Elevator code's the worst, man. Door code in general. Oh, there goes Dominic.
So there was a door box that you would draw on the ground that would have data attached to it that would trigger the art and the
Well, it's like the old like when you walk into a supermarket in the old days, they didn't have like a IR thing that was pointing at you. They had like a pad on the ground.
Yeah.
You would roll your cart or step on the pad on the ground, and it would automatically open the grocery store for you. And it's just like that. Like there's a little invisible box that you cross that triggers all that stuff.
And then all the fiddly bits of people step on the box, step off the box, step back on it while the doors are opening and closing, and
yeah,
those doors are broken for a long time.
Eva, I really need the boss to sign this work order.
I'll give it a shot. Mr. Copel, Mr. Calavera has something out here that he says he needs your signature on.
Ah, cripes, Ava, just sign it yourself, will you? I'm busy!
You'll have to excuse him, Manny. It's probably a really hard crossword puzzle he's got in there today.
Eva, I'm impressed. I had no idea you had this kind of power.
Well, we all have our secrets.
Hey, I look good in this, don't I?
Yeah, well, they say black is slimming.
I'm driving, yeah! I'm driving!
Por favor. I could have walked faster than this. Híjole, I'm gonna miss the poisoning. Domino. Ew, the living still give me the creeps.
In the land of the living, the people look horrifying because of that. Have you ever seen that optical illusion where you take a picture of someone from a magazine, you cut rectangles out of their eyes and their mouth, and then you turn them upside down, and they just look like demons?
Oh yeah, totally.
That's land of the living.
Yeah.
What is this crazy music? How did you get it all warp sounding?
Well, that's a great. See, remember that I used to, when I did all the themes for Grimm, I carried around a little handheld cassette, right? So I'd go for my hike in the hills in the morning, and I'd carry my little cassette with me, and if something popped in my head, I'd hum into it.
And it drops into a puddle?
Well, those cassettes, I don't know if you remember much about cassette technology, because,
I remember cassettes.
You do?
I made some mixtapes.
They didn't always last, especially the little tiny ones didn't last for a super long time. So, if you used it all the time, which I did to compose, the machine would, the mechanism would start to wear out, especially if it ran out low on batteries. So yeah, that was me sitting at the piano working on that theme for the Land of the Living, which I recorded on the little handheld cassette and then played it back with batteries that were running out and recorded
Super
that
neat.
into the digital system for
And
the
so
game.
that's awesome. Was that an accident at first? Or you just ran out of power at an earlier time writing something else?
I can't remember. I think it was an accident, but I kind of meant to do it too.
My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be.
nice bathrobe.
But we offer several travel package upgrades if you'd care to.
Cut the yap. I want something cheap where I can get some rest, and that's it.
Ay, ay, ay.
You know, Manny, I could make this car a little faster if you wanted.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah, slam the front into the weeds, tub the rear end, dual blowers popping out of the hood.
You'll get plenty of rest this way, Mr. Martinez, and you'll be safely padded by the foam created when these two chemicals mix, like this.
On second thought, I want to upgrade my package.
Sorry, Bruno, but you didn't qualify for anything better. But here, have this complimentary mug.
No, wait! Can't you find me something where I can move my legs?
You know I'd like to, Bruno, but my boss is a real hard-ass.
I gotta be a hard-ass when I got lazy sickle wavers like this jolly boy working for me. Manny, you couldn't find a sale at a yacht club.
I got a sale right here.
I'm talking premium sales, Calavera. Like the kind Domino makes.
How am I supposed to make premium sales with the scumbag clients you're sending me?
Hey! Now you're blaming the clients? I've had it with you, Manny. If you haven't bagged a premium before the next sales report comes in, you're out! Out on the street. No job. No way to work off your time. Just your fancy suit and your big smile and a whole lot of time to kill. Who you calling a scumbag? Why, I
oughta... I'm sick of waiting around for a good lead. Like it's gonna fly in here tied to a brick. It's time to take one. Mind if I use your hole punch?
Knock yourself out.
Thanks.
Gets the aggressions out, doesn't it?
My writing has changed a lot since this. Like I was really trying to write good dialogue here, which to me at the time meant a lot of like puns and like wordplay. Like this suit is just this deck of cards is a lot like me. It's ragged around the edges, but I've got more suits. And I forget what it is, but it was like everything had to be this kind of like bon mot.
Well, that's kind of Chandler-esque too. I mean, you know.
But I think I ease off on it in Act 2. I think I just start writing or in Year 2, there's a lot more just normal talking, which I think I kind of like a little bit more now. I mean, it's fun to like have a crazy wordplay like that, but you can just kind of trip over yourself a lot too much if you focus on that, I think. How is he sweating without skin? It's so inaccurate. Try to get it really accurate with the punching. You know, left, left, right, right, left, left, right. I think that's how you do it.
Oh, is it left?
Well, you don't just do 1, 2, 1, 2 with a speed bog.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it looks better.
In my boxing history.
My grandpa used to have a boxing bag in his basement. He showed me how it worked once.
No use for it.
So there's a scene here. So there's the wine bottle there on the side, or sorry, the bourbon bottle, and there's the taking a slug of his booze, and that was actually like we had lots of math problems early in the game where we were lining up camera angles, like you mentioned, and these camera angles, if we had it off between the real time and the pre-render stuff, things got kind of messy, and so that was one of the first scenes we had where Manny as one character goes and interacts with another item in the scene, and it also has to be placed very precisely in the scene because it has to appear to be on the shelf. And it was really difficult to coordinate, you know. He has to walk to exactly the right spot, line up to perform his animation. The cup has its own animation of flying through the air to his mouth. There's all these weird ways we handled it. I think we changed that later to handle it better so that the cup was actually attached to him. We'd swap it in, but, you know, blank out the one that was on the shelf, put in the one that was in his hand. It's like a magic trick, but originally that was something we used to test it out and make it work. And I remember spending days on that and just being worried like, oh man, we're never gonna get this to align perfectly between 2D and 3D.
Yeah, I remember something about the mural. This would be the mural in what's that guy's name? The Nemesis office.
Domino.
The mural on the ceiling of Domino's office is there was something. I think maybe that angle wasn't planned or something in the game, and then whoever did the textures for that room put this crazy mural on there, and so it was like, oh, we have to show the mural. We have to get that up there. I remember there was some sort of fiasco around that mural.
Usually it's the other way around. Yeah. Usually artists put a bunch of beautiful work into something, and then someone turns the camera the other way and doesn't show it.
Right, exactly.
Well, at least you're not hitting the bottle anymore.
Hey, Callie, how you doing?
So, how'd you make out of the poisoning?
Well, let's just say that Sister Calabaza has a secret passion for trains.
You got a nun?
Hail Mary.
And you sold her a ticket on the number 9 train.
Choo-choo, little buddy. Say, how'd you score?
I got a mean midget I had to send parcel post.
Ah, cheer up, buddy. Another day, another death. Am I right?
I want to ask you a question.
Shoot, slugger.
Is it hard to kiss up to the boss so much when you got no lips?
Hey, I got all the lip I need. I get it from you.
Can I have one of your clients?
Sure, Cal. Just as soon as I get one I think you could handle.
I can handle anything you got, especially if that's your best right jab. Why do you get all the good clients?
You're asking the wrong guy. You should be taking a good long look at the man in the mirror.
No thanks. I don't enjoy that the same way you do. What did you do to get this job?
You mean what's my secret to success?
No, I mean how did you screw up and get stuck here at the DOD? What sin did you commit and how long are you gonna have to work here to pay it off?
Well, I could easily ask the same question of you.
But I don't know the answer. I still don't know what I've done.
Well, how convenient. Then neither do I.
I want to tell you something.
Good. Go on and let it all out, Manny. There's no reason for you to be afraid of me.
You know, this used to be my office.
Yeah, I know. I found your name on some comic books in the desk.
I want my office back.
Don't worry, you'll have years and years to enjoy it after I get promoted out and you're still here.
I think you're up to something.
Yeah, I'm up to about 4 premium sales this week.
I think we should team up. Be partners.
Oh, Manny, I would, but I'm too intimidated. I could never be partners with someone who was so much more of a man than me.
Oh, come on. I've seen your wife. I want to punch you in the mouth.
Oh, no, not the Christmas party all over again.
What happened at the Christmas party?
Blacked out on the whole thing, huh? Maybe you should switch to lemonade, kid.
Well, you sound pretty out of breath, so I'm gonna blow.
Always a pleasure, Cal.